Welcome to the Nectar and Grit podcast, where we take 5 minutes to talk with actors and filmmakers about weird shit. Tom, how are you today? Welcome to the Nectar and Grit podcast.
Oh, that's a thing. Those things are real. Okay. All right. Well, it's an honor to be here. I watched a podcast. You had a guy named Sean Whalen on, and I think one of my assistants wrote a movie that he did years ago, but his pitch of his movie was so good that I want to see it. Like it
Yeah,
was crazy good.
yeah.
So mine's not gonna be that good. So, but I'll do my best.
Great. Well, since we've only got 5 minutes, let me get started with the questions. And first off, what project do you have coming out that you got finishing up or have coming out?
Okay, it's a movie called Nickles, like the coin. It comes out September 4th, and got a bunch of really good people in it. It's not a big budget movie, but it's about a guy that the writer's brother in real life had this thing, and it's one of those kind of a ghost thing. Anyway, his brother died in a motorcycle wreck for real life, and Rob Riggle plays the guy whose brother died. And that really happened. And then he went to the site where his brother and he saw a stack of nickels. And he remembered that when they were kids, his brother collected nickels. They hadn't come out of his pocket or anything. So, and then he saw nickels at a few different locations. And he was like, my brother's communicating with me. Now, it could very well be bullshit, but great producer did it who did Crash and the movie that won about the Boston newspaper spotlight, won an
Oh
Oscar,
yeah.
and a couple of my movies. Has always been nice to me. So, and there's a great cast. So there's that.
Sounds
And then
awesome.
I'm doing a 75 city stand up tour. Let's see. Oh, oh God. Uh, what's the next question?
Have you ever been able to kill somebody off as a writer and then done so because they pissed you off?
Well, I call off a lot of writers on the Roseanne show because they pissed her off. And there's a few guys that pissed me off. Um, there's a guy named Chuck Lorre who became a huge writer, and I hired him to be one of the showrunners pretty early in, and then Roseanne wanted to get rid of him, and we like to clean house every 2 years for the hit showrunners. But they made other deals and other huge shows. That's what Chuck did. So I went up to talk to him, and he's like, I really want to stay. And I'm like, buddy, there's nothing I can do. But I promise you it's going to be the best thing that ever happened to you. So about 10 years later, I'm at my house. I host meetings where people are trying to not drink, not use drugs. And Chuck came up and goes, I got to make amends to you. And I said, what? Why? And he goes, I badmouthed you to everybody in this town for 10 years, whatever it was, including the Warner Brothers. You had a sitcom or two set up there, and I told Peter Roth not to work with you. So I just wanted to make amends about that. I was a little stunned because I helped his buddy Charlie Sheen and him, let's be honest. So I had to think about it. I go, thank you. I started thinking about it, and the next, I have the biggest heart camp in America for kids' heart defects, heart disease, cannabis cortisone, and I took the heart camps over to Warner Brothers to do ER. Got invited to do ER. The kids loved it because they all got. And so I walked into Chuck's office. Was it 2.5 men or something like that? And I go, hey, you know what? I accept your amends. I said, it'd be great because not that it cost me a lot of money. It did, but that's fine. But if I could do an episode of this show, and then or one of your deals, he goes, I don't like to mix sobriety and work. And I'm like, okay. I had to think about that too. And next time I saw him at the meeting, I chased him down the alley because I was going to beat the shit out of him. He ran, and then I was not at a meeting. He came and bitched about me, and my sponsor, who's a judge, said, "You're the most vindictive, awful person to him I've ever met." Then he never came back, but he didn't get that thing. Like I'm trying to let him off the hook for, people make amends. You don't have to accept it. They say, "I killed your mom. I just didn't want to tell you." You don't have to go, "Oh, it's fine," because you apologize. So there's that. What's your next question?
What is the one personality trait that you most value in a friend besides Chuck Lorre?
He's not afraid. He wishes he was my friend, but he did hire a lot of guys I like. But okay, sense of humor is good. Like a original kind of sense of humor, which is why I hired all my friends to write Roseanne and Norm Macdonald and all these my roommates from Minneapolis. But I do that instinct sense of humor, and I could teach you to write a script. You just write this part, 3 acts or whatever it is. Can't teach someone something to be funny. They're either funny and original or they're not. So I like
Great.
that. Okay.
Cool. What's your favorite hooker joke?
Well, I don't know any dead hooker jokes, but I do know, and I don't think it's a joke, but I'm going to tell it. Well, Chris Farley died. He's one of the kids I helped, and I loved him, man. He played my brother in all my shows. Laura Michaels said, "Come out." Roseanne, he did an impression of me. Victoria Jackson did Roseanne. We loved it. A lot of people don't like to be slammed. We always loved it. I loved on The Simpsons, loved whatever. And then I find out other celebrities don't do their own voices on The Simpsons. I'm like, why would they not do their voice? It's fun. So um, they did that. We died laughing back here, and then we went out to host. And Lord Michaels is like, there's a new kid on the show, and I feel like you have a lot in common. He's from the Midwest and other things in common. I've been sober 3 years. That he goes, "I really wish you'd spend time with him." And it's Chris Farley. I loved it. He's from Wisconsin. We'd go to every other football game, University of Iowa. Then we'd go to Madison. But I knew that he couldn't stay in New York if I was going to help him. So, because he was a heroin guy and he had all his dealers there. So I had to come out as much as possible. And this went on. First of all, I played my brother in all my shows and on Roseanne and my HBO specials. He was brilliant, brilliant ad libbing. There's a scene at a mall where we just turn him loose on women, and he's just great. He's just the best. So then he went back to rehab. You know, I mean, he volunteered at the Catholic Church down the street in Santa Monica with the nuns. But then he had the other side, and I get that because I've got to be careful. So went back to rehab. Then he went back to rehab. But he always knew, oh, I'm going to be going back to rehab. I'll be fine. So he came to my show the last time I saw him, and he's going to his 17th rehab. And he goes, "I got this, Tom. I got this." And the first rehab he ever went to, after my show, I said, "Come up to my office. I want to talk to you for a second." And I had John Wayne's old office over there at MTM. And he walks in, there's a circle of dudes that he recognizes as sober people in their business. He's like, "Oh, oh, oh. Yeah," he realized what it is. I said, "Sit down, buddy." Um, and we tell him what that we love him. Wanted to go to rehab down at Marina Del Rey, I think, where Kurt Cobain ended up driving it himself. I guess it's not that good of rehab. Anyway, but we do this, and he goes, be very nice to us. He goes, "I will go into rehab, but first I got to run to New York. I got to get my stuff." And I'm like, "That's a terrible idea." And I said, "But if you go to rehab right now, they give you, you're going to be all fucked up." And he's like, "Let's roll." They do. They give you something so you don't, whatever. And, that was his first one. But by the time he's about ready to go to his 17th one, I was like, he looks bad, but you know what? He's a very lucky guy. And then I was doing an episode with his brother, Kevin. is a funeral scene. And I go to my dressing room. I get a call. I'm sorry about Chris. And it was from a journalist. And I was like, oh, I have a brother named Chris, but I bet it's not that. And I opened my dressing room door. It's over at Universal. And Kevin was like, he fucking did it, man. He finally fucking did it. And I turned on TV. And their other brother, Johnny, had been out with them. And Johnny was younger and he was Johnny, Chris. So we figured out a way to talk to the prostitute that was the last person to see him alive, of course. And she, they'll talk to you. And she said the last thing that happened was he jumped up and said, "Isn't this great?" and clicked his heels and then fell backwards. And she thought he was playing, so she left, but he was. So that's kind of a Malvolio prostitute and a person who was my very good friend. So best man at my wedding, by the way. So there you go. That's not a. I'm sure there are great, jokes about.
Thanks.
Okay, are we done?
Definitely not a hooker joke.
Mm.
What
Oh,
flowers what flower would you choose to represent your life right now?
now there's a pink rose. There's several right on the other side of this wall, and they represent my life. I'm a single dad. My girl's 10. My son's 13. We have, as I say, four ex-wives, and you can have three ex-wives and still kind of go, freaking women, man. But if you have four ex-wives, you go, oh shit, it's me, and it is me. So I haven't had a date in 9 years, but when one of those blooms, I look at it. I have to tell my son, don't fucking hit it with a baseball bat. He'll smash it because he can't control himself. So I'm like, don't do it. I'm gonna give that to Quinn, and then she'll come over. I'll have it in this vase, and she loves it. It's the girliest thing that I'm able to do for her, and she loves it. And so far, my friends are like, when she's 13, she'll hate you, and I'm like, when she's 13, I'll be senile and not notice it right now. So that flower, and our landlady grows.
What's it called?
It's a pink rose, but there's a specific name for it. I cannot think. Our landlady's from Iran. A lot of people are from Iran around here, most people, and Persian Jews. But she's so proud of that. The our landlady. It says, "I hope you take good care of this." I go, "I do." I pick them, give my daughter, and my son smashes them with a baseball bat or a tennis racket. But the name of them, I should know. But see, that's the kind of shit I don't know. But I know when I see it blooming that I got to get out there and pick it before my son smashes it. I got to have it in a vase. My daughter comes home because I want her to love me, and that's my life now.
All right. Well, it
Mhm.
was great chatting with you. Thanks for taking the time to talk with me.
Feel like I went way over, but you'll edit it or something.
A little bit. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, buddy.